My love. Hey y'all. I'm a little upset because I don't think day 17. I think I messed up the audio. I'm a little nervous. I ain't gonna hold you. But hi. I'll figure that out later. Hey guys. We're at day Hi, how are you? We're at day 18, yes. I hope everything is well. I hope everybody's having a good Friday. I hope everybody is gonna have a great Easter Sunday. I'm excited for that. Um, as you can see, I'm just unwinding from work. I have my girl Yanni on in the back. I just ordered pizza, so I'm ready to go. I'm ready to like get into these prompts, okay? Cause you know my fast ends at 9:30. So let's just jump into what we have for today. So today's prompt says, "How can I show myself grace on difficult days?" How can I show myself grace on difficult days? Um, I picked this one specifically for today because this week has been very trying on me, just with work, my home life, and just a lot like going on in terms of me like running around and figuring stuff out. But I would say, so again, how can I show myself grace on difficult days? I would just say a lot of self care, and I think sometimes we confuse like physical self care, like bubble baths and massages and all that, for like actual self care that you might need. Not saying we don't need to do that sometimes, but there's just different pockets of self care, and it can't just equate to that one thing. So for me personally, like I think my self care is just making sure that I am sticking with routine. So for me, that personally means good sleep hygiene or getting into the rhythm of having a good sleep hygiene, because your girl don't be sleeping sometimes, and I do suffer from insomnia sometimes. I feel like mainly like anxiety or stress induced insomnia. And so that sometimes disrupts my quality of living, and the quality of my mental state, only because, when you're not like really sleeping and stuff like that, it's like your memory can be a little impaired, you're a little cranky, at least I am. And so it's like everything kind of gets like, sorry, there's something in my eye. Uh, but everything to me kind of gets like a little thrown off. And it takes me a while to kind of like recalibrate to like my default, or to like a good quality of like life and routine and living and all that good stuff. Um, so I think that's the part of self care that I personally need right now. I wouldn't mind having like a nice little massage or my nails done or something like that. Like I wouldn't mind that, but I definitely feel like I would say that's more of like an external self care, and I think what I really need right now is more of like an internal self care. You know what I mean? Um, so also just like still communicating with people, still continuing to foster and facilitate my support group, my friends and family, loved ones, all that. That's also going to be very huge for me right now, and just kind of continuing on in my healing process. But I think what people don't also talk about is the fact that like when you're in your healing process, that takes a lot of energy and a lot of mental bandwidth from a person. So again, facilitating that self-care, but doing things that more relate to lifestyle, like getting more sleep, or getting more sleep, continuing to go to therapy, checking in with your support system, even prayer, leaning on community, just those kind of daily things that we might either take for granted or maybe like let fall beside the cracks. um I would say that's just something that I would like to personally lean on to a little bit more as I'm going through this cleanse, as I'm going through life, as I'm going through these transitions that I'm facing, and just et cetera, you know what I mean? um so yeah, I think that's the way I can show myself grace. I would love love to get quality rest this weekend. I really do think that that's going to help me tremendously. And I'm very much praying that I don't self sabotage that, because I wanted to say like, oh, I hope I get it, but it's like you can. It's just if you don't, it's a you thing, babes. So yeah, but yeah, guys. So that is my thing. Let me know how you are gonna be showing grace to yourself. Are you facing a difficult day or time period? How, like, check in, just to check in. How are we feeling? Is this a difficult time? For me, it's giving a little yes and no. Like vice wise with the sweets and stuff, not really, to be honest. But with this intermittent fasting, it's been a little difficult, mainly because I haven't really seen myself lose weight. If anything, I've been bloated for the past week, and it's actually been making me feel really crappy. Like, it made me feel like I gained more weight. I just kind of got to the level where I'm not bloated anymore, which thank God. But like, it was mentally, it was not cute, because I used to, side note, I used to have like digestive issues like all throughout high school, and I hated it. And I used to just like live and be not comfortable, but I used to be used to discomfort and kind of like that chronic discomfort and pain. And so when it started coming back up again because of the bloat, like, because I had not experienced that for so long, I was over there like, what is the oh it is but I was like, oh my God, what is this? Because it just was so uncomfortable. And like, yeah, I've lived years and years and years now, thankfully, not experiencing that, versus like every day of like high school and a little bit of college. I was having that and just being used to like feeling crappy. And so now that it came back, I was like, I'm not sensitized to this, so like I don't like this at all. So yeah, so I'm now getting back to that equilibrium, and I'm very appreciative for that. However, it was not fun. I didn't feel great, and if anything, it felt like I was failing. And it wasn't that I was cheating or anything. I'm not doing the vice, and I'm doing the intermittent fasting. But it just felt like I was kind of like being punished for it, and I was like, oh, this kind of sucks. But I was reading a lot on Reddit, and people were saying the bloating and stuff was normal. And my one friend was saying like, oh, like you have like a lot of changes going on too, like lifestyle, food, all that. So I was like, okay, you're right. So yeah, I'm very grateful that I got back to an equilibrium. It kind of like reassured me that like, okay, like these are just, natural changes of the body. And maybe I ate something that got me like a little backed up or whatever. But oh goodness, man, like it did damper me down a little bit, and I wasn't a fan of that. So but I always think about that song that's like, at first you don't succeed. Dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again, try again. I always think about that. So I'm just kinda like, okay, it's fine. We'll just try again tomorrow. We'll make it work. We'll tweak it. Because it's like, this is my only body. So, I don't really have a choice but to make it work. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, anyways, I hope you guys have a great Friday night, a great weekend, a great Easter Sunday. I'll see you tomorrow regardless. But, yes, I hope you were doing well in this cleanse. Let me know how you're going. Let me know your prompt question. And I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.